Hey, what's up guys? You're watching Theo Joe Tech. In this video, I have a cool new service, or upcoming service at least, that I do not think most of you have heard of. It's called Google Jibe. So I'm going to get into what that is, why is Google making this new service, and what exactly does it do. Basically, Jibe has to do with cell phone messaging. I'm sure plenty of you are familiar with SMS, MMS, in terms of sending text messages, small photos, videos, that sort of thing. But Jibe is looking to expand on that and be able to do more, kind of like what iMessage does for iPhones. With iMessage on iPhones, it's a little bit more enhanced and it's more IP, internet-based, than the cell phone infrastructure that phone companies use, but there's no standard for that like on Android. It's just on iPhone and Apple runs the whole thing. So this is what Google Jibe is going to accomplish. It's going to be something for the Android side. Now there is something called RCS, Rich Communication Services. This is kind of like what iMessage does, and cell phone companies are just starting to adopt it, but there's no universal way on how to implement it, and that's kind of where Google comes in. With RCS, it allows for larger videos, images, voice calling over more IP-based, and video calls, that sort of thing. Now, the only problem with RCS is that unlike Apple, which controls all of its iPhones, Android and Google doesn't control everything that goes on with Android phones. They have different companies, different service providers, that sort of thing. So while iMessage is good for iPhone because Apple controls all of iMessage, there are a lot of companies that have to kind of band together if they wanted to get an iMessage-like service to work. So Google is trying to basically create a hub and join and create this universal profile that all the phone companies can support and create this RCS profile, so it would be like iMessage except for Android. So you can think of Jibe, or whatever they decide to call it finally, as an iMessage for Google, and it would tie all Android phones together and add some functionality. It will be interesting to see if they somehow connect iMessage and Jibe, so we could possibly see voice calling between iMessage, like FaceTime, between iPhone and Android customers. No talk of that yet, but I'm sure we could get to that point. Some of the other features that have been discussed in different press releases include group chat, kind of like how MMS already does, then high-res photos, voice calling, read receipts, that sort of thing. So just an enhanced messaging experience. There is no actual timeline for when this would be implemented finally and universally, but there are certain phone companies that are starting to adopt RCS, not necessarily Jibe, but I believe most of the companies have agreed that Google can use their platform as basically a hub to connect all these different platforms, and Google Jibe would be like a universal platform to host and connect all the different services, and that's because they do control Android, so they're in a great position to do that. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm hoping probably within a year or two we might start to see more talk about this. I think within 2 years it could be implemented. That seems reasonable, but you know, with Apple coming out with new features every day, or copying features depending on who you ask, I think Android and Google are trying to push forward as many new features as possible and quickly. So that's pretty much it. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up so I know you liked it. And if you want to keep watching, I've got some other videos on the right-hand side. You can just click those or look in the description for the same link, like if you're on a phone. And if you want to subscribe, and make new videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I think it should be worth it. So thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments or on Twitter. So I will see you next time. Have a good one.